We're out here with Kevin D from McMillan Stocks. We've been shooting the new A-10 stock that McMillan came out with earlier this year, and really impressed with the fit and the feel of the stock. We're shooting 300 to 600 yards, and this is really set up nice. But this is typical of a McMillan stock. So, Kevin, why don't you tell us a little bit more about this new model that you came out with, and then we'll follow up with some other questions about setting up, for somebody who's just looking to get into long-range shooting, either
Sure.
for competition or maybe long-range varmint hunting or something like that.
Awesome. Well, what we were looking for this year is we were looking for a kind of a blend, an amalgamation, if you will, of a couple of the different more popular stocks that McMillan's been making for quite some time. Specifically, as the sport of precision rifle is growing, there are more women, more youth, and a lot of us with the shorter arms and not quite as long of fingers. We're looking for a stock that really does fit into that niche. And so we came across a concept really between Brittany McMillan and some of our sponsored shooters to come in with a stock that's designed for those shorter arms.
Right.
It obviously can grow. It's got the expandable length of pull spacers in the back, so you can make it longer, but you can start with your butt pad all the way back up here, and then as you grow into it, just add a spacer and get it a little further out. It's also got the adjustable cheek riser. It's got a lot of the features that are really popular on our PRS rifles, but at the same point in time, we took the action area here, move the action back a little bit further in the action, move the trigger a little bit further forward, put a finger reference in there. We've got a nice flat up here for your thumb, trying to take into consideration all of the features that would help a youth or a junior or even a new shooter really get into the sport and hopefully teach them the right mechanics at the same time.
Right, and that is one of the things that I noticed when I first shot this, because I've shot the other A5s and the McCubes that you just
Sure.
came out with earlier this year, and I noticed it on this one, the grip and the trigger reach is just, for me, I mean, again, I'm a mid-statured person,
Sure.
medium-sized hands, and that grip and the trigger length of pull really it fit me very well.
Sure.
I find it very comfortable. And you said that you incorporated a little shelf right
Yeah,
here.
you got a little finger twirl right there, so you can rest it right on there. At the same point in time, it gives you a good reference place so that you're getting your hand in the same place each and every time. With that vertical pistol grip and then that reference point, you get your hand in the correct position so that each time you can close your bolt, disengage your safety, and get your finger on the trigger in the same place each and every time. We all know that consistency is the key to being accurate.
Correct, and it absolutely does work.
Yeah, that reference point has been huge. That's been a huge advantage for especially new shooters who are learning the sport of precision.
Now, I know the adjustable cheek riser is optional on many of the other McMillan
Sure.
stocks. Is that standard on the A-10, or is that?
It's standard on the A-10, and you have a couple of different options as far as the wheel for adjustability goes, but cheek riser is a standard feature on the A-10.
Okay.
Yeah, it comes with it.
Great. And these take about how long for production?
It's going to depend, honestly, on the barrel channel, the inlets, the bottom metal you decide to use, all those types of things. This is an NRL carbon ambush. You can see the carbon kind of showing through on there. This one took a little bit longer. Right now we're averaging somewhere between 4 and 6 months for a stock, all the way through the process.
Okay, great.
So hopefully not too long.
Well, we've enjoyed this stock tremendously, and yeah, I think the future obviously is getting some of these new shooters into the sport.
Sure.
And nothing is more discouraging than trying to get somebody to shoot a gun that it just does not fit. Nothing is ever going to work right, and they'll get frustrated. Whoever's instructing them is going to be frustrated. So to be able to get a stock like this that starts people out right, without having to modify and grow into it. This one grows with the shooter as opposed to the shooter trying to fit to the stock. So that's going to be very key for any new beginner, whether you're, again, youth or someone just getting into the sport. Well, Kevin, a lot of people are just now getting into long-range shooting again, whether it's for competition, maybe they want to try their hand at that, or extend their shooting range for varmint hunting. So for somebody who's got a production rifle, production stock, walk us through the process of, what does somebody need to look for when they're finding the stock that they're going to upgrade their rifle to, their existing barreled action. What are they looking for in terms of fit, in terms of features, function?
Sure.
What does it depend on? And yeah, just give us a rundown of what we're looking at.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously your first question is going to be what kind of shooting you're going to do. So if you're going into the competition arena, you got a couple of things to take into consideration. If you're just taking the 700 out of the safe and doing a couple of modifications and putting a new stock on it, that's a fairly easy switch. We have all kinds of options that are available. If you're getting into more of the long distance precision shooting, you're going to be looking at what type of barrel profile. You're going to be looking at the bottom metal that's included. You're going to be looking at things like the cheek riser and the width of the fore end, the butt hook that's available. All those types of features are available and can be used if those appeal to you. Some people don't like, for example, the butt hook or the cheek riser. Some people don't like the wider profile barrels. They want it to still be lighter. The cool part about a McMillan, by the time you specify the type of stock you want, you're guaranteed a lifetime of quality, and you're guaranteed a stock that's going to make your rifle more accurate, and it's going to make your rifle better for managing recoil. So when you're taking a look at that, you have so many different options, from the fit, the finish, whether or not you wanted to mold it in color, whether you wanted to paint it. Again, you can talk about bottom metals. There's all kinds of different options. If you're just taking a 700 out of the safe, maybe you want to go with more of a BDL bottom metal. Maybe you want to upgrade to a box magazine. All of those types of options are available. One of the really cool parts about McMillan is we have trained experts on the phone ready to answer those questions. So they will walk you through what it is that, you tell them what kind of shooting you do, you tell them what kind of rifle you're going to be building or upgrading, and they'll walk you through, here are all the different options, and here's why they matter to you. Here's what would really benefit you, or you have a choice between A and B. It's not necessarily a right or wrong thing, it's a matter of preference.
Right.
And I think we all know that some people just prefer one style over another. That's a great part about McMillan. After almost 50 years of stocks, we have all kinds of options for all kinds of shooting. There's literally no end to what you can make as far as your stock for your rifle, for your style of shooting.
Now you offer stocks in a lot of different configurations and levels of completion, from a gunsmith level, where they're going to have to do a lot of inletting, to ready to bolt in a barreled action and start shooting.
Absolutely.
And obviously for the beginner, the bolt-in process is probably going to be the way they would want to go. But tell me a little bit. So the McMillan stocks primarily, most people know, are fiberglass, but you make some carbon options as well, as we discussed with the A-10.
Sure.
Yeah, just give us a little bit of idea of what that process is for selection and ordering. You go on to your website, and McMillanUSA.com, and you can go through the process of building your own rifle.
Yep.
So assuming that you know what you want as far as your barrel contour, but you're going to be asking for length of pull and all these other things. So, let's talk about, a lot of people talk about bedding their rifle barrels. Obviously that tightens everything up, but most of these come with like a pillar bed or a pillars or aluminum pillars already installed.
Sure.
So what would you say is the most common configuration for somebody who is wanting to just drop in their factory barreled action into a stock?
One of the cool parts about McMillan is we have what we call the online store. So you can take a look at the stocks that we already have made. We make them in more of the more popular configurations. You can take a look at what's available already and see if there's one there that appeals to you as far as the colors and stuff like that. We also have what we call a painted section, or a painter section. So we'll leave it in a primered finish. You can take it out and have it cerakoted. You can take it over and get it painted to whatever you want. If you don't want to do that and you take a look at our online store, what you'll find is we have a whole paint shop full of colors that you can pick from, and we'll pick out all those different patterns and that type of stuff. You can kind of pick and choose what you want. Once you get into these higher finish, as far as the carbon ambushes where you can see the carbon showing through and all that kind of stuff, that's a handmade. Every single stock is hand done, so they're going to go in and put the paint in. They're going to go in and lay in the fiberglass or lay in the carbon fiber, and then they're going to build that stock up from that. So that's always an option. But I don't think a lot of people realize that on that online store, we try and make as many of the stocks as we can in those most popular configurations. A lot of them will come in as what we call a flat top, so it doesn't have an inlet yet. So if you know what your barrel profile is going to be, what your style of action is, what kind of bottom metal you're going to use, you can specify those things and either order it and take it to your gunsmith, or let us know and we'll inlet it for you. So by the time it gets to you, all you have to do is drop that action in, tighten the screws back on, and go shoot some stuff.
Wow, that's great. So there's an option, there's many options, obviously, on the McMillan side for the fiberglass stocks. Now, last year you introduced the MC3 stocks, which is a full polymer solid polymer stock that
Absolutely.
does also come with the aluminum pillars, and that was designed as like a lower cost option and a quicker turnaround time because those are already made. You know, you can buy them in some retail outlets, or you can buy them directly from mc3stocks.com, I believe it is.
That's correct.
So tell us a little bit more about that as an option.
Again, Kelly McMillan, the owner of McMillan, took a look at kind of the biggest. I don't know if you necessarily want to call them a complaint, but one of the pieces of feedback that we got from people was it takes a while to get us out stock because you're making it all yourself. You're custom picking every different option. It takes a while. You're talking 4 to 6 months, and it's not an inexpensive stock. We weren't racing for the bottom as far as price point. We wanted to make the best quality stock. And what we had were more and more people saying, you know what? I've got a 700 in the safe that I just like to upgrade, or I just like a better stock on it. So what we did is we took the most popular hunting stock that McMillan has made for many years, and the most popular tactical stock that McMillan has made for years, and designed molds so that we can injection mold stocks with the aluminum pillars bedded into it, all those types of features, the most popular features that we had, and we made a hunting and a tactical stock. Either one starts under $300.
Wow.
You pick your options, but you can get a McMillan in the most popular hunting or the most popular tactical stock for sub $300.
Well, for the DIY guy, that's huge.
Absolutely.
That is absolutely huge because you know you've got a couple of screws to deal with, and in you go. You do stock, ready to go. And like you said, the profile is based on the upper level McMillan stocks. So you're getting all those ergonomic features that you know you might pay a little bit more for, a lot more for, and a longer wait time. So this kind of shortens that up.
Yeah, they're ready they're ready immediately. We have them in green, we have them in tan, we have them in a black color, and they're available right now.
And you got a hunting model and a tactical.
Hunting and a tactical, We got a Game Scout and a McMillan A-5 clone. So we have both styles. You tell me what you want to shoot, and we've got adjustable cheek risers, we've got length of pull spacers, we've got all that stuff on that tactical model.
Well, sounds like you have all the bases covered. Whether someone wants to go competition, want to set up just having fun with steel, tactical, or hunting, there's a stock in all price ranges and all sizes and configurations to fit anybody.
Yeah, we got a lighter, more accurate stock out there waiting for you. Just got to give us a call.
That's awesome. Well, Kevin, thanks a lot.
Appreciate you.